One thing that all of us will recognize is that this audiophile market is highly dominated by Chinese makers. There has been a boom, and these Chinese makers have been belting out a lot of products, headphone, IEM, sources, and everything, to be precise. The rise of Chinese audiophile market is just market, and even makers is just exponential, to be precise. In the foresight, what's happening is that the Japanese makers are faltering, and one of those high quality Japanese audio equipment maker is Denon. They make a lot of products. They used to make a lot of products, to be precise. They still make DAC amps and that kind of stuff for home theater systems and that kind of stuff. But their portable audio market has shrunk considerably. Denon used to make a lot of IEMs and headphones, but at this point of time, they do not make any substantially popular IEM or headphone. What I have here is the Denon D7200, priced at $1,000. This is 1,000, even $1,100 at times, is flagship worthy, to be precise. I did a reasonably long listening session with the 5OK 13R2R powering the Denon D7200. In the past too, I have owned a handful of Denon headphones, but they were more budget oriented headphones like D320, D340, those kind of stuff. But this is a proper flagship level headphone. Now, one reason why these Japanese makers are not exactly excelling in the market is because of their lack of innovation. This too, even though is a slightly older headphone, only houses a 50 dynamic driver. But if you look into the Chinese makers, they have moved on to planar based headphones. Planar, even 60 dynamic drivers. Yes, I understand that the driver size is not exactly reciprocating the kind of sound quality we are getting out of it, but it's always better to have a larger driver because that will be more capable than a smaller driver. But yes, 50 dynamic driver is not small by a good stretch of imagination, and this Denon D7200, in my opinion, is one of the best closed back headphones I have heard in my life. I have heard a handful of headphones in this price range. Some of them are open back, some of them are closed back. But I have to admit, this closed back headphone is something special. Something very special, to be precise. Before we jump into the sound quality, let me tell you something about the build and the set of accessories and that kind of stuff too. Okay. Now, even though it is a flagship level headphone, it doesn't come with a carry case. Doesn't come with a carry pouch either. The only accessory we get out of the box, which is not a functional one, is a cleaning cloth. And cable as standard are, you guys can see, let me show you. This is the cable. Okay, nothing fancy at all. Okay, nothing fancy at all. A quarter-inch, 3 meter long, dual 3.5 terminated headphone cable. And these ear cups too are not huge. You guys can see, I believe these are in the range of 90 to 95 They are reasonably comfortable, no issues with the comfort or anything like that. They are fairly comfortable, and this cavity too is fairly comfortable on the ear. It's mostly made out of metal. Okay, this is metal. Let me be very clear. This is metal. This is metal. This is wood. This is proper wood, beautiful looking wooden back plates. You guys can see, beautiful, fantastic looking texture and grains on this one. Beautiful back plates. Close back. This is metal. This bit is metal too. This is pleather. I'm not exactly sure if this is pleather or a bit more leather than pleather, but it's safe to assume this is pleather. Has a reasonable amount of padding, but one thing that I was not very happy with, the width of this headband. Okay, it's not wide enough. It should have been a bit more wider than it is, to be precise. A reasonable, as I said, a reasonable padding. It's not very comfortable. It's reasonable at best. And the sliders are very comfortable. No issues with the slider or anything like that. I kind of felt that it has a bit of clamping force when compared to others. This is slightly more clamping than others. In any case, it's a reasonably well built headphone for this asking price. No points of fault, to be precise. I do not see any obvious downsides of the build or anything like that. Let's move on to the sound quality. Now, even though this one is not a feature rich or accessory rich headphone, what it excels with is sound quality. Man, for the first time in my life, I kind of felt that there is a headphone that is flawless. Not nearly flawless, it is flawless. To be precise, it's superbly balanced. There is no point of exaggeration throughout the spectrum, none whatsoever. No exaggeration at all, and no downplaying any part of the frequency at all. Superb balance, superb clarity, superb sonics, superb transparency, superb details, fantastic tuning. It could have been fantastic if they had thrown in a few review units here and there when these were launched. They should have created a bit of hype behind these headphones, and it would have been an amazing headphone for everyone who is looking for a flagship headphone with fantastic tuning. There is no unwanted warmth or brightness to it. It is aptly energetic and aptly full sounding when needed. Keep that in mind, when needed. The kind of technical abilities we expect from a flagship grade headphone is available with this one. Very good flagship performance, to be precise. If I break it down, we get very good sub bass extension, very good sub bass rumble, very good sub bass body too. The area of impact is not big, but it moves substantial amount of air in the low end. Mid bass is clean, aptly tight when needed. Okay, let me make one thing clear. Is the dynamics and contrast of back and foreground instruments which set this apart. Okay, it has fantastic dynamics. It can pace the notes according to the track. It can slow down the note to offer you a bit more rumble, body and weight behind the notes, and it can tighten the note when there is less amount of movement according to the track. So that's what setting this apart from its counterparts, to be precise. If we talk about the upper bass, it's clean, clear and detailed. It can hit harder, drier upper bass notes with superb clarity. Very good clarity and control is available with the Denon D7200. If we talk about technical abilities, it has superb technical abilities. No issues with the micro details and the layering of notes in the low end. If we move on to the mid range, that is too is very well balanced. Both male and female vocals sound throaty, lively and organic, to be precise. Male vocals have the right amount of grunty, throaty feeling to them, while female vocals are aptly tall and sharp. With superb resolution and definition with the finishing regions too. It's not peaky, it's not sharp, it's not warm, it's not bright, it's just right. With very, very good kind of transparency and clarity. No issues with note height either. They have very good amount of texture to them. Instruments too have the right amount of energy to them, and the right amount of finishing definition is available with them. They are not sharp, they are not thin, they are not overly thick, they are just right. Exceptional tuning in my opinion. Tonality and timbre are very, very good. Very neutralish kind of cohesion is available with the D7200. It is slightly warmish, slightly, ever so slightly warmish, because of the slightly fuller body in the mid range. Okay, there is no issues of upper mid spike or upper mid energy. Okay, no issues at all. There is no spikes to be worried about. Yes, it does have slightly more energy than the rest of the mid range, but it is clean, clear and detailed, yet fatigue free. No fatigue whatsoever. If you move on to the treble range, that is too is fantastic with the 7200. Exceptional extension, to be precise. Superb extension. Very good agility, very good layering, very good separation, very good air between instruments. I will not go on to say that it has the highest amount of air between instruments, but it has superb air between instruments. No issues with the air. And the ZX's separation of back and foreground instruments is flagship level. No doubts about that. Even with the mid range, the separation of back and foreground instruments is superb. If we talk about the staging, I was kind of mesmerized on the first go. When I put it on, I kind of felt that, oh wow, this headphone is superb with its sonic abilities. Its sonics are just on a different level. As good as the Shure SRH 1840, but that's an open back headphone. This is a closed back headphone, yet the transient movements of instruments in the foreground is just simply outstanding. They have the right amount of subtlety, they have the right amount of energy to them to be relevant. And it's not like it is just another layer. There are layers between the foremost and backmost instrument. Okay, so it's a fantastic headphone in my opinion. If you have a budget of around $1,000 for a headphone, closed back headphones, and you have a good quality amplifier, headphone amplifier to drive this headphone, you should definitely consider the Denon D7200. It's a fantastic sounding headphone in my opinion, without any doubts. If you can afford a upgrade cable, do get yourself a upgrade cable, or else a good amplifier will do justice to this one, because this is not a easy to drive headphone. It can handle 1800 MW per channel. So it's a power hungry headphone. If you do not have a aptly powerful amplifier or DAC amp, it will not be able to do justice to this headphone. But if you are rightly equipped, you should definitely consider the Denon D7200 if you have that budget. Obviously, $1,000 is not cheap. So this is my review of Denon D7200. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Enjoy.